tedious game ending with a satisfactory result. Peru turned out to be a lot tougher than many of us expected. This game also showed we still have quite a lot to improve. Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Yi and let's take a look at Argentina's 1-0 win over Peru in the World Cup qualifiers. After a victory over Uruguay, I thought Scaloni would give some less capped players a chance to prove themselves. Because in November, we will be facing first Uruguay away, then Brazil at home. It will be highly unlikely any of our subs will get much game time. But to my surprise, Scaloni still fielded the best 11 he could in the 4-3-3 formation. Emiliano Martinez, Marcos Acuna, Nicolas Otamendi, Christian Romero, and Noel Molina formed the defense. The usual three suspects, Lo Celso, Prettiest, and Rodrigo de Paul formed the midfield. Angel Di Maria is deployed as a left winger along with Lautaro Martinez and Lionel Messi. Peru, being ranked well outside qualification zone, were desperate to get a result. They gained a greater insight than Uruguay from our encounter with Paraguay. They placed much of their focus into defending the central area with 10 men behind the ball. They also resorted to persistent fouling to disrupt our attacking rhythm. And we have to admit they were pretty successful, especially when the referee was also being extremely lenient in giving out bookings. In total, they committed 20 fouls. 8 of them went to Messi and De Paul, whilst receiving only 2 bookings. As a result, Messi was only able to unleash 1 attempt towards goal, which also originated from a free kick. But again, Messi doesn't rely on goal scoring only to impact the game. And more importantly, he wasn't really the primary playmaker on the day. De Paul was. If you still hear anyone talking about Argentina not having any world-class midfielders, you might as well stick a picture of De Paul onto his face. Seeing the amount of traffic in the center, Argentina's attacks relied significantly more on crosses throughout the game, with most of them coming from De Paul. Di Maria and Molina were also important contributors to this strategy. Although we did succeed in creating some opportunities, we weren't really able to capitalize on them. But thankfully, we got our eventual breakthrough just before halftime thanks to Lautaro Martinez and Noel Molina. Just like our previous 2 opponents, Peru relied primarily on counterattacks. We were very successful in winning back possession quickly when the ball was lost. But full credit to Peru, they did create some decent opportunities with their limited possession. And if we take a close look at the statistics, they actually have 1 more attempt on target than us. Their best chance of the game came in the 65th minute when Emiliano Martinez brought down Jefferson Farfan inside the box. But Jotu's penalty was fortunately denied by the crossbar. Had that attempt went in, there's a very good chance we'll have to walk away with a draw. This is a satisfactory result from a difficult process. We did dominate possession but didn't look as threatening in terms of the chances we created. In fact, we almost dropped another 2 points if the crossbar didn't come to our rescue. Personally, I'm rather critical towards the lack of rotations. First of all, Angel Di Maria's position was a mistake. Other than swinging crosses to his teammates, there isn't that much stuff he can do to impact the game. He did get 2 opportunities to test the keeper, but he wasn't able to place his attempts on target. His finishing was never his primary weapon, and with Messi being more occupied on the right, we also didn't get to see their brilliant chemistry, which was one of the biggest highlights in our 3-0 win over Bolivia. And let's also remember the Paris Saint-Germain man will also be 34 next year. I think the best way to utilize him now is to have him come in around the hour mark, when our opposition's stamina is in decline. As for his replacement, I think Nicolas Gonzalez is the guy. Yes, his dribbling and passing isn't as great as Di Maria, but his field coverage and tactical value should not be underestimated. He already proved himself in the Copa America and came close to scoring on multiple occasions. Most importantly, he is only 23 years old. He still has plenty of potential. A second criticism I would like to make is Scaloni's refusal to give Lucas Alario a chance. I genuinely don't understand why he wasn't given a single minute throughout the past 3 games. Since we relied so much on crosses this game, wouldn't it be better if we give a taller striker a chance? Even in the final minutes, Scaloni still insisted on Joaquin Correa instead of the Bayer Leverkusen man. Joaquin Correa was already proven to be unsuited as a lone striker in our encounter against Paraguay. So why bring him on as a sub to Lautaro Martinez, Why not an actual number 9, Lucas Olario, instead? My final question goes to our center backs. Currently, Nicolas Otamendi and Christian Romero had already secured themselves in the starting lineup. But what if one of them is unavailable to us in the future? And shouldn't we also take notice Otamendi will be 34 next year? Therefore, we should take focus in finding a reliable substitute to rotate with the above two players. The same can also be said to our midfield. Paredes and Guito each have their strengths and weaknesses. Guito's defensive capabilities will always ensure his game time to a certain extent. Palacios, on the other hand, was only given about 15 seconds. You cannot just rely on 11 to 12 players to win the tournament. We need to ensure at least 1 or 2 capable substitutes in every position. The defense, the midfield, and the forwards. If we were to truly contend for the World Cup next year. Of course, at the end of the day, we won. That is what matters during qualification. I do not mean to be disrespectful to Lionel Scaloni in any way. He is a very competent manager who's willing to look into his mistakes thoroughly. And he will always be my favorite manager along with Luis Enrique and Pep Guardiola. Sliding in an extra piece of news here, Lionel Scaloni spoke after the game he has no interest in the World Cup and all he wants is to be reunited with his family. Maybe he is encountering some personal problems just like how Luis Enrique did with his daughter. We wish you the best, Scaloni. I sincerely wish everything would turn out fine for you. The players need you, us fans need you, and Argentina needs you. We have Uruguay and Brazil to deal with next month. So please be well. Vamos, Argentina! So please leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to respond and improve myself. Thank you for watching.
I need you to listen.